set personal boundaries. I mean, if you're going to go out and start defining the way you don't like people to treat you, if you're going to run around looking for reasons why people are not treating you properly and focus on those reasons over and over and over again because you're defining it, because you're labeling it. You're saying you're not allowed to treat me in this certain way. And I just think that gets very complicated and difficult. Wouldn't it be so much more rewarding if we just focused on people's positive qualities instead of the negative ones? Wouldn't it be so much more rewarding if we could focus on how we want to be treated instead of how we don't want to be treated? They're the flip side, but you see, they're about direction. As long as you're focusing on what you don't like about the way people treat you, then you're inviting your most important asset is your brain, your focus, your attention. You're inviting more of that. And by the way, it just gets very complicated. I mean, I think I could create lists of things that could go on forever about how I don't want people to treat me. But the truth is, people don't treat me poorly because I don't focus on that stuff at all. If they do, I simply focus on their good qualities, or I would focus on their strengths, focus on their believing in them, focus on the value of the relationship. Otherwise, it gets very complex. Most people mean well. They don't mean to treat you poorly. So there is a very empowering message here in setting boundaries. I could think that someone who feels like they're being walked on all the time, it's empowering to think that you can stand up for yourself. But maybe you don't even need to. I mean, maybe the people around us, they're just being themselves. We don't get to control them anyways. If you actually think that you can go put rules on people on how they're allowed to talk to you and how they're allowed to treat you, because who's doing the punishing? And how do we know it's working? Suddenly they're probably just not going to spend any time with you anymore. I mean, what if these are people that you love? Now there's all these complicated conditions on how I'm allowed to talk to you and what I'm allowed to say. And what we're allowed to do. Someone shows up late, you're supposed to meet for lunch, and there's someone who has a pattern who shows up late consistently. And so this probably makes you feel like you're not important to that person, like they disrespect you. So you have two options. You can set a boundary. You can say, look, you're not treating me respectfully. It's not fair. I deserve more. If we're going to make an appointment to meet, you need to be on time. Now, you can set a boundary like that. And you know what? Something in that is powerful. It is. You're standing up for yourself. But the other thing you could do is you could realize that this person is late because maybe that's just a pattern they have. It's not about you at all. They're late because it's just a pattern they have with people. They do this with everyone. They're always late. Do you really want to try to fix them? Do you really want to try to make them become something they're not? You want to take that on? I don't. So they're late. So, I mean, you could reassess the relationship and decide, well, I just don't like it when people disrespect me. But you're feeling disrespected. Okay, so is setting a boundary going to help you? Because now all you're going to do is focus on the disrespect that other people are showing you. The disrespect that they don't even think they have. I mean, how is this ever going to get any better for anybody? See, right now, we're placing labels on people's behavior everywhere. You're allowed to do this, but you're not allowed to do this. You can say this to me, but you can't say this to me. I mean, you can go out in public like this, but you can't go out in public like this. Focus on people's good qualities. That same person who was late, oh my goodness, they've been looking forward to meeting you for lunch for a week. Oh my goodness, they think the world of you. This person who was late actually is having a really tough time in their life right now. They're struggling. I mean, do we really want to punish them right now? Is this the right time? Always, always, it will always feel good to you if you focus on what you want. But more importantly, I would think about the value of the relationship. I would think about their good qualities. I would focus on their strengths. I would believe in our relationship. And if that doesn't prove to make me line up with wanting to meet with them again, then I just wouldn't meet with them again. I don't think we need to place complicated boundaries. It's just my opinion. But you see, that's what opinions are. They're subjective. There's no right or wrong. The fact that someone shows up late seems really bad to you, but to them, it's not. I have done courses on setting boundaries before. Every time I tried to set them, I felt like I was not want to spend time with me because I was making it difficult for them. And so anytime you want to start changing people, because that's really what that is, you're setting a boundary, you're trying to change people, trying to tell them they have to act a certain way for them to be in a relationship with you. So much more valuable for you if you could just focus on the things that you like about the person and the relationship, and then line up with whatever you do with that person. So if you line up with a decision to meet someone for lunch, meaning you feel really good about going for lunch, about seeing this person, then it doesn't matter. You've got enough positive momentum in you about that occasion, that event, that experience, that even if somebody doesn't act the way you want them to act, it's not going to matter. So, but because I've lined up with that before being there, I can feel that way no matter what. It doesn't matter what other people around me do. I feel good because that feeling is inside me. Get your direction right. Just focus on what you want.